the guys there.
First
Yeah, Deirdre's working on
floor.
adding like non-coffee stuff to the store. Think like mugs. Um, there's a couple other things, but we'll share that later once they're done. What up, Doza? What's going on, man?
Guys, so
Alright. How would you ship
I uploaded
something
so I
that only
created
costs
8
$6 to
videos
$10
using AI,
if
meta
not
AI,
bought in bulk?
to promote
Okay, so I'm a
this
little.
proceso
I'm gonna
product
make some assumptions,
using
Connor. It's a little bit confusing, but I'm assuming you're
the
saying how
Amazon
do you ship
Associates
something to
spreader.
people if it
So
costs
if you
them
have
$6 to
any
$10, so they
questions,
pay $6 to
leave in the
$10,
comments.
and they're not buying it in bulk. I would ship it, however you're gonna ship it. Like either A, you're drop shipping it, so the drop shipper is shipping it to them, or B, you're okay. I think you're saying you're not buying in bulk. Is what I'm assuming. So A, you're either drop shipping, or B, you have the product at your place. So I'd ship it yourself out of your house. That's what I would do. That's how we started, by the way. We shipped everything. Once we switched to the new roaster, they're gonna handle our fulfillment end to end. At least this, until we like have way too much volume for them to handle. In the beginning, Connor, do it yourself unless you're working with a drop shipper. Let's see. Jordan asks, aka Doza, have you thought about doing a subscription box package or rewards program for your coffee business? Yes, we've already implemented it. So in terms of the subscription box package, we do subscription service on our coffee. We give people 15% off for anyone that signs up for a subscription. And we call it our coffee club. Now, what's important, anyone who's watching that runs an e-commerce store and wants to do a subscription, if you're curious about the technical side, we use something called Recharge for our subscription. That's what we use to do our recurring billing stuff. And then our value adds are you get 15% off, you get a lower shipping rate, and there's a lot of other things that we're doing to make the coffee club as valuable as possible. I think it's really important if businesses can figure out how to do a recurring model. I think it's very, 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 very valuable because then you really build up a group of people that are super passionate about what you do, they love your product, and you can figure out how to get in front of your biggest fans. So I'm pretty excited about our coffee club membership. We got one more question here on Instagram, and we're gonna wrap things up from Lee Garci. Says, hey Mike, no question, but a quick shout out to Deirdre for driving 30 hours from Texas to PA and straight to help set up that apartment and the business with me, a great team. Shout out Deirdre. Deirdre doesn't get enough credit over here, just doing freaking everything. That's what we call her, the flop. Where your IT, your live stream, your coffee business owner, your she said a gambling addict because my brother turned her on to like this like online blackjack bullshit my brother plays. Cool stuff. Mrs. Sison, appreciate that. Deirdre is the flop. Yeah. Cool stuff, everyone. We are at 2 p.m., so we're going to wrap up now. If you guys do have any additional questions, feel free to reach out on Instagram at, wait. I gotta do this on here. Now that I can do this, because StreamYard's so much better than Restream. There we go. Bam. Right here. On Instagram. Wait. Let's set it this way. Instagram. There we go. If you guys do have further questions on Instagram, at Mike Black, shoot me a DM. I answer every single DM. Always happy to be helpful if people do have follow-up questions. And that being said, everyone, just enjoy the rest of your week. Go crush. We got the whole week. Get the whole week ahead, baby. Go crush
como para, como era.
Ah, ¿qué hay? What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another live stream using StreamYard, baby. Love this thing. Hope you're having an amazing week. Excited to answer some questions.
Hey, ¿qué onda?
We got
Jacob,
Instagram. What's up, Insta? Frank.
Gael, ¿qué
We got
tal?
TikTok. No one's on TikTok.
¿De dónde sos?
TikTok's totally like been blacklisted on our account. I also haven't posted in like 2 weeks, so that probably has something to do with it. So our 50,000 followers probably ain't gonna hit. Got a bunch of people joining live. What's up? What's up? What's up? Cool. All right. I'm going to drop
¿Qué
the
onda?
link.
Trabajando, trabajando la noche.
Live. Let me know. Just make sure you have good audio and video. I just dropped the link.
Trabajando bastante.
That should have word.
¿Tú de dónde sos?
On YouTube and Periscope. I don't know if it's sent.
Yo soy de El Salvador.
What is going on, guys? I'm excited to update you all in the last week or so. I see Chase is in the chat. Chase, we going live? We going live this time?
De Bolivia, de verdad. Qué chivo.
Connor,
No, yo de El Salvador, San Salvador.
what's going on? How you guys all doing?
¿Y qué tal es Bolivia?
Hope you all are having a great Monday.
Algún día voy a ir a Bolivia.
Questions, drop them in the chat. We're gonna answer them and get this thing started. So last week we had a lot of stuff. I had a lot of stuff to do in terms of like end of year crap that everyone hates doing. I finally started working on that, which has been a total nightmare, by the way, everyone. Total freaking nightmare. So I have so many freaking corporations, and just everything with this project is just like, it's making.
Qué chivo de Bolivia.
Chase is saying.
¿Y de qué parte de Bolivia?
Waiting room for 15 minutes last week. Chase, I fucked up. Deirdre wants me to apologize. Oh, sorry. StreamYard, I didn't know how to like add someone to the stream yet, but now I know how. So if you do want to come on, let me know.
¿De qué trabajo?
But yeah, so end of year stuff is
Mira,
really
yo trabajo de ingeniero químico.
I'm still doing it. It's gonna probably have another solid 10 hours of like bookkeeping.
Ingeniero.
Really fun stuff. And at the end of the year, you get all your like any contract.
Bastante trabajo ahorita, mira.
1099s. I think you have till February 1st to do that. So we got like 12 more days. The last week, I'm trying to think. One thing was, I don't know if this will end up being in the vlog or not, but I blew a candle out all over.
Sí.
I
Cabal.
don't know.
Medio complicado.
12 o'clock at night, and Deirdre asked me to get out of bed and blow a candle out, and it was dark, and I blew the candle, went back to bed, and then Deirdre like starts freaking out. I don't know. A little bit later, and I go into the bathroom, and she's freaking out, and it looked like blood all over the wall because the candle was red, and I guess I just blew it too hard and just splashed all over the wall. So that was fun trying to get that off. I'm curious if anyone knows the secret to getting candle wax off the wall, because there was a trick that made it a lot easier, because it dries, and then if you had to like peel it off, it would take forever. All right, so we got our first question for the week. Again, anyone, I'm curious, because I thought this was a really interesting way to do it, because I did figure out a way to do it. If anyone has suggestions or ideas of how they would get candle wax off the wall, let me know in the comments. All right, so question. Jordan asked, as a recruiter, do you think cover letters are still relevant when applying to a job? I've always been against cover letters. Now, I don't work at a big corporate company, but like, I don't read cover letters. When someone sends shit to me, I don't care about the cover letter. It depends on like the format and the platform that they're applying through, though, because everything's different. So yeah,
Muchos seguidores. Pues mira, pues gracias a Dios ya tengo 1000. Ahí vamos. Vamos creciendo poco a
And
poco.
maybe if you like them or whatever, here's a piece of advice, Jordan, and anyone
¡Ey,
listening
qué
who's trying to get a
chivo!
job somewhere,
No, hombre,
don't send a cover
hay que
letter.
seguir con el
Which you
YouTube,
understand totally
definitivamente.
100% all in on. Don't send a cover letter. Instead of
Y
posting
de
it
qué
on
hacer
your cover
videos?
letter, find the person's email that's the recruiter and email them. That's what I would suggest doing. If you send me an email, a lot of people that like Logan's the best
¿Sabes
example of this.
lo que
Logan,
sí me han dicho de que tenés que hacer un
he
canal,
didn't just like apply for
pero de un
our
nicho? Es decir, no combinar con
videographer
muchas cosas
role
al
in
principio.
the city. He fucking
Como por ejemplo, si es de
took
juegos,
lots
solo
of
de
like every
juegos.
single post we
Si es
made.
de matemática,
He added to
matemática,
Instagram,
cosas así.
and then he also might have sent me these. They will see if you send them an email. And if you're asking how do I find their email, I put out a
Sí,
lot of videos
al
on there. So
principio,
just
digamos,
download
no es muy bueno
Documentando,
como combinar
find the recruiter on LinkedIn. That's how you
muchos
get their
temas. O sea, lo
email.
mejor es hacerlo
Most
solo de
times
un
they'll
solo
have
tema.
like an email to shoot some stuff to in the actual posting. That'll get in front of them. And then if you want to write your cover letter there, because if you think about it, the cover letter is like showing them like what are you good at, why should they hire you. I think the best way to do that to prove to them those things is again get in their email inbox. You'll get right in front of them. So I hope that answers your question.
Nuestra temática es como short de Minecraft, de terror.
All
Ah,
right, so
vaya,
my
cabal,
man,
ajá.
Asim,
Sí, cabal, y que solo sea esa temática.
freaking awesome. By the way, it was great messaging you the other day. Asim is freaking incredible. This kid, when I talk about dropping out of college and walking, if you guys follow me, you know that I think college is a total scam, total bullshit. I sat down with Asim, I don't know how many years ago, 2, 3 years ago, and he's such a good product developer. I know now he's a senior software engineer at Atlassian, but I was like, dude, you drop out of college, man. And he ended up going to make school, and now he's crushing it, senior software engineer at Atlassian. So he's proof you don't need a college degree. So the question is, hey Mike, I'm looking to get back into agency work at some point in 2021, but I no longer want to actually develop software. Any advice on how to build a team? So, Steve, you have a really big advantage when it comes to building a team because you actually know code. And like so in my position, I look at myself as a product guy. You're a product guy too, but you understand how to actually code, so you're in a lot of ways a better product manager than I would be. So you can definitely recruit the developers yourself. So what's important is you need to find the right people. There's a lot of ways you can do this. The best way is to leverage network. I'm sure you have a really good network at this point. So that's where you always start. If you want to learn all about hiring, my favorite book, Who by Geoff Smart, really good book on hiring. So first, start with your network. Figure out who you're trying to hire, right? Like what I would figure out, Asim, is like, what are you trying to do and who you're trying to do it for? Don't be necessarily, you don't want to necessarily just be a product development agency. You can. It makes it a little bit harder. It'd be much better to be like a React development agency. Or a product
Necesitamos
development
hacer un
agency
video
that
largo
specializes in
con el
React
mod de
frameworks
Evil
or
Hunter
JavaScript
o
frameworks.
Raw. No se pudo,
So
pero
I would kind
no
of define
funcionaba
that
y
first and
creo que
then figure out
tenía
the types of people
que
you need to hire. Now, the question is, do you get
ser
talent first or
como...
do you get contracts first? I think you should always, always, always be interviewing talent. Doesn't matter where you're at in the business. If you have an agency right now,
Pero sabes de que si vas a hacer un video largo,
100-person
es mejor que
agency,
lo hagas súper
20-person
largo,
agency,
digamos,
you always want to be talking to talent.
como de 30 minutos por
But
ahí.
I start with your network, and then I would go
Esa es
to
como la mejor
like,
manera,
I go to
porque
places
si solo haces
like
videos largos,
Trabajando,
digamos, o
I
sea,
go to
5 minutos,
places
7 minutos es muy
like
poco.
Slack groups, I go to places
Pero
like
todo
Upwork,
depende de
and
tu
start
objetivo,
interviewing
vea. Si
people.
querés monetizar, es
So in
mejor
terms of
con
building a team, you have to
un
figure out
video
what type of
largo,
agency you want to build.
25,
That's step
30,
one.
40,
And
una
like we
hora,
started
40
talking,
minutos,
step two
50
is like,
minutos.
where do you fall in the
De eso,
scale
vea,
of
ajá.
like pricing? Like you're
Pero
either
sí
going to
lleva
you want to
tiempo,
build
lleva
you're the
bastante
best
tiempo.
development
En
agency,
cambio, si subís
or
YouTube
the
Shorts,
best
vas a
company,
tener bastantes
or
vistas al
are you
principio.
going to be like Toll Media, which is like build better software for less? So like we have a team in Medellin, Colombia. So like our clients, we don't strive to go work with Google or Facebook or big tech companies, big companies in general. We work with like mid-sized companies, and our whole value prop is again build better software for less. We have senior engineers
Pero sí lleva
that
tiempo, lleva...
lead projects, and then we have senior
Pero
engineers
lo
that
importante es la
oversees,
constancia.
so it's, you're getting things more affordably. So
Ujú.
again, you have to figure question.
Ujú.
But that's what I'd start with. Um, okay, you asked overseas devs versus building a team out in the US. So I hope that answers your question. It's really,
Pero
again,
sí
like,
lo puedes hacer
you
también
have to
solo
decide
de
what do you
YouTube
want to do?
Shorts.
What do you want?
Es posible
Like, you
crear
want to work with Google? Do you want to work with
y crecer,
startups?
digamos así, tu
Imagine,
cuenta solo
um,
de
see, part of this
tu
too,
cuenta de
anyone
YouTube,
listening,
canal de
look,
YouTube, solo con YouTube
like, go
Shorts.
off of the things that
Pero
you
primero definí
enjoy the
qué es lo
most.
que querés,
Like,
si
if you
son
freaking
videos largos o
love
YouTube
with
Shorts.
ADP, like the best agency in the world, you want to have the best talent on your team
Alex,
in the
no
world,
sé
and you
quién
have to
es.
work with the best companies. If you love that stuff so much and that's what you want to be, then do it. But if you love working with startups, you're like, I freaking love helping startups. I love taking a startup and teaching them product development and putting them on the right track and setting them up for success and saving them money and building MVPs. Do that. Always be cognizant of what will make you the most happy, and then also be cognizant of the financials and the I guess like the risk involved with different clients. Like if you go work with Google's, you need to really focus a little bit more heavily on things like liability. Um, Sales cycles are longer. Like you can be aware of that versus working with
Estoy
startups.
trabajando con
So
todos los
that is
poderes.
helpful. If you have follow-up questions to that, feel free to drop it below or shoot me a DM. But hope you get more into that in 2021 if that's what you're trying to do. If you have, again, further questions, just DM me on Instagram or shoot me a text. Okay, so I don't think anyone answered. Oh, no, we do. There's a couple answers to the wax question. So someone says, lay a damp, lint-free white cloth over the wax, apply medium heat with an iron, the wax will adhere to the cloth. You definitely look that up. So that's literally probably copied straight from Google, so I'm not going to count it. Someone else said they also looked on Google. Someone on Instagram says one way, freeze the wax with
Estoy
an ice pack and let it
trabajando
develop.
bastante.
That sounds like
Trabajo de noche
that would be like a
y
way
de día.
easier potentially than what I did. I don't know. So what I ended up doing is I took Deirdre's hair dryer and just like sprayed or hair dried the wax so it would melt, and then I wiped it. Super good. I'm really able to get it all off.
Y el segundo
What's
fue
up,
cuando yo y
Sean?
mi
Sean
amigo
says hi.
peleamos con
Oh, Deirdre has the picture. You guys want to
error
see it?
183, creo que era, o no sé, no me acuerdo el mod.
So here's.
Y pues la primera vez
I don't know if you can see
casi
that. There we
nos
go.
morimos
That's the
de
picture.
susto, de verdad.
Picture of it posted on Instagram.
Hey,
That was fun.
gracias,
That was so much fun making
Addison.
that up.
Nos
All
salió
right,
que
cool.
unió a alguien
How do I have
desconocido.
this? Okay.
Qué
So
raro.
what else happened this last week? Last week. Oh, so the lady that we hired to do our Facebook ad.
Pero mira, lo importante es que si vas a hacer, digamos,
Onboarding her /
porque yo estuve, digamos, como experimentando. Yo subía videos largos y
not super
subía
happy
después
with
shorts.
the results as well.
Entonces, si vos tenés un montón de
Problems,
shorts
I
y
guess
solo
we'll
subís
call it.
shorts y tenés videos largos,
That just started happening much
entonces
more.
YouTube
We're doing
va a
all
empezar,
creative,
digamos,
so
como
we're
a
making
mostrar un
video
montón
ads
tus
as well as
shorts.
like creative.
Pero si tenés videos
For
largos,
the Facebook ads that we're running.
o sea, si tenés las dos cosas,
And,
y si solo subís videos largos, entonces YouTube va a empezar a mostrar un montón de tus videos largos. Entonces depende bastante qué es lo que querés. Si querés subir solo videos largos o solo YouTube Shorts.
over in a lot of ways, which again took a lot of time. It's very frustrating. And then we just found out on a
Ey,
call
¿y
schedule
qué hora es en Bolivia?
for Instagram stories, Facebook story ads.
Aquí son
Asking you 15 seconds that you didn't
las
even
9:30.
How are you running ads for clients and not know these things? So we're like, fuck, now we have to fix this. So then we have to go back, we fix that. And then
Tengo que dormir. Dale, dale, tranquilo. Buenas noches, buenas noches.
So like, which is another cool update. So I reached out to a guy who's like a Facebook ads expert that I met in a Facebook group, and it just seems like the strategy that was laid out was really bad. The audiences that we're targeting on Facebook, so we're just targeting 2 audiences, and really should be targeting a lot more. more so you can like test. And like, turns out like the data we're getting just wasn't great, and a lot of it just wasn't good. So too many red flags, too many problems. This is why we hired someone, was to not have to figure these things out the hard way. So got the axe. So the guy that we had interviewed, who was like head to head with this person, um, is going to start actually having a meeting with him today, and we're gonna get the ad launched hopefully by Tuesday at the latest. So we're gonna set it all up today, and hopefully by Tuesday it'll all be up and running. So pretty excited about all of that. So what else in terms of the Facebook ads this week? I really wanted to get into influencer marketing last week, but just haven't had the time with everything going on. So this week is going to be big on influencer campaigns. I'm excited to share with you guys how all that goes and what I learned. We'll see how it should be a lot of fun. When it comes to influencer marketing, from my research, there's different types of campaigns and strategy to it. So like one of them is you want to try to get what's called user-generated content, which we do a lot of just with like the orders we send out. So like every time we send out a bag, we have a card in the bag that pretty much says like share this on social and tag us, and you'll be entered in like our free bag giveaway every week. We want to see our customers with our products. So they post a picture of their dog with the coffee, they tag us, and then we feature it on our page. It's an easy way to generate content for your social accounts. So we're going to do it with influencers too, because if you think about like customers aren't going to take the best pictures. Like they're going to take their iPhone, they're going to take a picture. We want like some high quality pictures as well. So that's part of the campaigns we're going to run is for specifically, again, user generated content. We're going to use that not just on our social pages, but also in the ads that we run for the company as well. So that's one of the campaigns, like UGC, I think they call it. That's the acronym. The second strategy and types of like campaigns we're going to be running, which is obvious, is like to drive sales. So we're looking for the right influencers that can promote the product. And what I'm looking for right now is like, what do engagement rates look like? What is audience size? Things like that. And I'm going to test a lot of different campaigns. So we're going to test like 10% the influencer, 10% off the list, 20% the influencer, 30% the influencer, $5 the influencer. You got to test these things and see what's going to convert the best. If one offer to your influencer converts it 1%, and something else converts it 6%, then that's just 6 times the amount of, we'll call it partners, influencer partners you can get. So we're going to test these things. Sean says, pretty crazy. This lady has ran ads worth millions for companies and knows some basic things. I actually don't think it's that crazy. I think it's a good point. The reason I don't think it's that crazy, and this is really important, everyone, listen up. When you're hiring people, this was something I was a little bit nervous about, and I think I probably mentioned it either on live stream or in YouTube videos. Running ads for big companies that have big budgets is much different than running ads for a small e-com brand. That was one thing I was a little bit nervous about. The second thing to note, and this is for anything, guys, like if you're working with someone, they only work with big budget, big brands, yeah, there's probably a lot of things they know, but also, do they know how to run the ads for a small business? That was one thing. The second thing, though, is, and you have to ask this if you're hiring contractors or just hiring anyone in general, is like,